Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something I see very often, especially in Filipino foreigner relationships. But many people don't say it directly. A lot of foreign men say they want a traditional Filipina. They say they want a woman who is loyal, respectful, family oriented, supportive, not too modern, not too independent, and focused on their relationship. And honestly, there is nothing wrong with that. Many Filipinas are still traditional compared to Western culture. But here is the real talk. Some men they wanted traditional Filipina, but they are not living like a traditional man either. And this is where misunderstanding starts because being traditional is not only about the woman, it also means the man has a role. In traditional culture, the man is expected to lead, to provide, to protect, to be responsible, and to give stability. But in the Philippines, when a woman is traditional, she usually grew up seeing her father working hard, supporting the family, making decisions, and taking responsibility. So when a foreign man comes and says, I want a traditional Filipina, sometimes the Filipina also expects a traditional man, not perfect, not rich, but responsible. And this is where reality becomes different from fantasy. Some men want a young Filipina, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. Some want a loyal woman, but they don't want commitment. Some want respect, but they don't want to show respect first. Some men want the woman to act like a wife, but they still want to live like a single man. So that doesn't make really sense. And that doesn't work for long because a Filipina may be sweet, patient, and understanding, but she is not blind. At the end of the day, she can still feel if the man is serious or not, no matter how long it takes. Another thing many foreigners don't understand is that the Philippines is still very family oriented. When you date a Filipina, you're not dating only her. You're also entering her world, her culture, her family system. And this does not mean you must support everyone, but it means you must understand where she comes from. You know, the heavy weight on her shoulders, those responsibilities, in traditional Filipino culture, the man who wants a traditional woman is also expected to show effort, consistency, and stability, not just words, because words are easy. Reality is different, of course, and always actions louder than words. And another misunderstanding I see a lot is about independence. Some men they say they want a simple Filipina, but when the woman becomes strong, hardworking, or business minded, ambitious, goal oriented, then they feel uncomfortable. They say, you change. But maybe she didn't change. Maybe she just grew. Filipinos today are not the same as before. Come on, it's now Gen Z era, 2026. Many women now work, run businesses, raise children alone, help their parents, and still try to build a relationship. And so, when a man wants a traditional woman, he also needs to understand that modern life changed many things, and it doesn't work only for his side. Being traditional today doesn't mean weak. It means loyal, but also smart. It means caring, but also practical. It means loving, but also realistic. Another thing we need to talk about is expectations. Some foreigners come to the Philippines with a fantasy. They think life here is simple, cheap, easy, and peaceful. And yes, in many ways, life here can be more relaxed, of course, compared to your countries there. Imagine, okay, number one is the currency, money currency. And you can really live here comfortably with even little amount of money you have in the bank or savings or pension. But relationships are not cheaper than that. Responsibility is indeed not cheaper. Emotions is literally not cheaper. And if you want a serious Filipina, you must also be serious. Not only when it is convenient, not only when you feel lonely, not only when you visit. Real relationships need effort from both sides. Just what it says. It takes two to tango. And this is something I always say in my channel. It's not about blaming men. It's not about also blaming women. It's about understanding the culture. How many times? It is all about understanding the culture, reality, and your expectations. Some Filipinos also have wrong expectations. Some also think every foreigner is rich. Some think life will be easy, especially when other family members wants to be involved in the relationship, wherein they really expect that once one member of the family, a Filipina, has a foreigner boyfriend, a fiance, or husband, they already expect that, life gonna be so much easier. And that is always also not true. So both sides needs to be honest. If you want traditional love, you also need traditional values. Respect, responsibility, consistency, patience, effort. Not only from the woman, from the man too. Because a strong relationship is not built on fantasy. So if you love imagining and doing fantasies in life, a kind of fictional and dramatic, so this is not for you. It's built on reality, and the more you understand each other's culture, I think, and I'm sure the less problems you will have later. So before saying, I want a traditional Filipina, ask yourself first better, am I ready to understand and to be a traditional man too? Not perfect, just real. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is JM Roots and Real Talk.